Hey everybody, I'm Pastor John, and today's video is going to be fire, and it's going to be in my mouth. There are tons of people that have posted videos of them eating hot peppers, hot wings, hot chips, hot noodles, and now it's my turn. So what's going on? Well, I want to introduce you to some of the hottest hot sauce I own. It is the Mad Dog 357. Now, people have tried to find and buy me a hotter hot sauce, but nothing has beat this yet. This hot sauce, it also made an appearance on the hot sauce roulette we did back in April. If you didn't see that video, it's hilarious and you really need to go check it out.
Oh dude, it's burning all the way down my... Oh, that's not helping.
Oh man.
Oh, that helps. Oh, that burns.
I'll put the link to the video in the comments below. For now, here's the description of the hot sauce from the Mad Dog website. It says, "Be prepared to shiver in fear. The Mad Dog 357 hot sauce is one of the most powerful sauces in the world, and it will take your breath away. The killer sauce is packing 357,000 Scoville heat units. One hit will blow you away. Don't even think you can handle this heat gracefully. With a blend of 160,000 Scoville heat unit cayenne peppers, fiery hot red habaneros, and a whopping 3 million Scoville pepper extract." You guys, there's even a disclaimer at the bottom of this. Let's take a look at the disclaimer. It says, "I agree as indicated by my opening this bottle, and it follows in connection with my purchase of this product. Due to the extreme nature of this product shall be used as a food additive. This product can cause serious injury if directly consumed, ingested, or applied to the body. This product shall be used with extreme care in very small amounts only. This product is to be used at my own risk, and I fully understand the potential danger if used or handled improperly. If I give this product as a gift, I will make the recipient fully aware of the potential danger if used or handled improperly. I hereby disclaim, release, and relinquish any and all claims, actions, and lawsuits that I or any of my dependents, heirs, family members, or legal representatives may have against any party relating to any damage or injury that may result or is alleged to have resulted from the use, consumption, ingestion, contact, or other use of or from the product. I am not inebriated or otherwise not of a sound mind, and I am fully able to make a sound decision about the purchase of this product." All right, take my word for it. Don't try this at home. At least don't try it without adult supervision and approval. This is an extremely hot sauce. Oh, it's so bad. Oh. I finished a whole half gallon of milk. Oh man. So good. I shouldn't have done that last one. Now that you know what it is, let me explain how this is going to work. Most of our youth messages are made up of 5 parts. Here in front of me, I have a platter of 5 wings ranging from 1 drop of Mad Dog 357 all the way to covered in Mad Dog 357. Before the introduction section of the message, I will eat the wing with 1 drop on it. Before the tension section, I will eat the wing with 2 drops on it. Before the truth section, I will eat the wing with 3 drops on it. Before the application section, I will eat the wing with 4 drops on it. And get this, finally, before the landing section, it's gonna be humiliating. It's not gonna feel good for me, but I will eat the wing covered in Mad Dog 357, covered. This video will have subtitles. Please don't let my tongue melting off distract you from the amazing message that God is with us and that it was God who made the first move toward humanity, toward you, toward me, when He came to earth as a baby. Let's get started and let's have some fun. All right guys, I'm about to do the intro, so let's take a bite of the first wing with 1 drop on it. Here it goes. I'm no wimp. I can do 1 drop. All right. Imagine I spend most of my life trying to keep my expectations low. I'm not trying to be super depressing, but sometimes it helps to remember something like this. The happiest and healthiest people are those whose expectations meet reality. Which basically just means if you keep your expectations low, you're more likely to have them met. And when that happens, you're more likely to be happy, or at least not living disappointed all the time. It's not that I expect nothing, it's that I just don't expect much. Kind of like this tree. I mean, it's not Times Square, but it's fine, and as long as I expect fine, I'm not disappointed. But here's the thing. There's only one area of my life where I find this nearly impossible to do. Christmas, right? I want to have low expectations for Christmas, but there's something about this season where I just can't do it. Every year at Christmas time, I want it to be the best Christmas ever. My expectations about what I want to have and what I want to feel at Christmas are always, well, like a movie. Christmas has this power over me where I just want to have all the feelings, all the food, all the decorations, all the Christmas movies, all the friends and all the family and all the stuff that Christmas season could possibly offer. It's easy to want every Christmas, including the one we're about to have, to be the best Christmas ever. The rest of the year we may be okay with low expectations, but this time of year, it can be like turning into Buddy the Elf. Maybe you feel this way too. Your family hasn't gone 5 minutes without arguing in 10 years, but at Christmas, you imagine sitting around the Christmas tree, listening to Christmas music and drinking hot chocolate, everyone smiling and having a good time. Or maybe any other time of the year, you're totally fine with being single. But at Christmas, you daydream about your crush showing up at your doorstep on Christmas Eve with a present so perfect you couldn't have asked for anything better. Something about Christmas makes us dream big, raise our expectations, and imagine having the best Christmas ever. But those expectations aren't always met at Christmas, are they? Something is bound to disappoint us, and because we expect so much, the disappointment hurts that much more. Which is why, like I said at the beginning, most people try to keep their expectations in all of life low. Think about it. If you think your team is going to lose the football game, and then they lose, well, it's easier to deal with the loss than if you were convinced beforehand they were going to win. If you're waiting for your grades to show up at the end of the semester and you think you're going to get a low C in English, think how much better it is when that low B comes dancing in the house. If you think the vacation time with your family is going to be full of frustration and fighting 100% of the time, and all you'll be doing is wishing you were with your friends, but then it turns out that the fighting and the frustration is only like 30% of the time, then you're surprised at how enjoyable the time with your family turned out to be. Maybe you're thinking, will my crush say yes if I ask them out? Low expectations would say, I'm prepared for a no. Will I make the team? Low expectations would say, probably not, but I look forward to being the team manager. I mean, see how great it is to not expect too much? All right, time to move into the tension section. Here's wing 2. See those 2 fine drops of Mad Dog right on the wing? Here it goes. Woo! Oh boy. Oh man. That one hit a little harder. Oh.
Oh my gosh. Oh. Just one more drop makes a huge difference. Ah, it burns.
Even if you don't realize it, I bet you do this in at least some areas of life. Maybe you're a total optimist when it comes to your dating life. You're sure that everyone loves you. Or maybe you're super confident in your athletic ability. I mean, there's no question you'll make varsity as a freshman, but when it comes to areas of faith, maybe you, like a lot of people, keep your expectations low. Oh man. You know, we might pray, but maybe we don't think God will do exactly what we're asking for. We would say we have faith, but the truth is we're not sure if God's going to show up. Because God never seems to do what we expect him to do. And And when that happens over and over and over, eventually it just becomes easier to stop expecting so much. Here's what it looks like when we lower expectations for God. We stop praying because we either believe God can't or won't do anything. We lose interest in anything faith-related because God seems distant, far away, and uncaring. We think God is weak and then assume He's unable to do anything big or powerful. We think God is uninterested. He doesn't know anything or care about our lives, so why bother telling Him about it or expecting Him to do anything in our lives? We don't always do this on purpose. We just kind of become this way. And then if God does answer our prayer, if He does show up, if He does do what you ask Him to do, great. It's a pleasant surprise. Your expectations are low. I don't know about you, but what kind of God doesn't sound like something to celebrate at Christmas? What if we got Him all wrong? What if we were missing the point and there was a better way, a more realistic way, a healthier way to see God that if we really understood would actually make this the best Christmas ever? Guys, that wing is killing. Okay guys, that was only wing 2, and that was a shorter section. Now I'm gonna have to put wing 3 in my mouth, and I'm not looking forward to this. So we'll see how it goes. Let's go ahead and eat wing 3. It's gonna be hot.
How's it touch my face after the last one? My cheek's burning.
Oh, I'm gonna need this other water. 2 more wings to go. The good news is we aren't the first ones to have expectations of God and Him not meet them. In fact, the Christmas story, the story we are celebrating for the next couple of weeks, didn't happen at all like people expected. And that may sound strange to say because the story may be so familiar to us, so to imagine it going any different way would be weird. But the truth is, no way 2,000 years were they imagining God sending His Son the way that He did. Oh, it's so hot. Mary, the mother of Jesus, was a young, pregnant Jewish teenager, not yet married. She and Joseph, the man she was engaged to be married to, did not have a lot of money and were living in a land occupied by the Roman Empire. And at the start of the story, the Roman government has decided they want to have a count of all the people they're ruling. So every family was told to go to the town where they were originally from to be counted. So Mary, who is pregnant, has to get on a donkey and make a hot and dry and miserable trip to get to the town where Joseph's family came from. So that sounds awful, right? But that's not even the half of it. So once they get to Bethlehem, their destination, all the hotels are full. Joseph forgot to book an Airbnb or get on hotel.com. And now Mary isn't just super pregnant and tired and uncomfortable and hot, now she's also got nowhere to sleep. And then, just because there wasn't enough going wrong already, Mary goes into labor, as in the baby's coming, here, now, far away from their home, with no bed to sleep in or have a baby in. And now, I know things were different 2,000 years ago. I know there was a different culture for that time and place, but I can promise you this. It doesn't matter what culture you're from or what time you're living in, this situation is less than ideal. Actually, it stinks. It literally stinks, because in Joseph's desperation to find a place for Mary to have this baby, the only thing he could do, or the only thing he could find, was a barn with barn animals and the smell that comes with those animals. And that's where they ended up. That's where Mary had her first child. Away from home, away from her home, away from her family, away from anything comfortable. She had her baby, just her, Joseph, completely alone. And no one expected it. In fact, if I had been Mary or Joseph, I would have been much more likely to think God is distant, God is mad at us, God has forgotten us, God is punishing us, God has abandoned us, God is being silent. Because that's what we do when God doesn't do what we think He should do. If God doesn't behave like we expect Him to, then we'll a lot of times assume we've done something wrong or God isn't what we thought. In fact, chances are there were a lot of people who already thought those things about God long before he sent his son to be born in a barn. Because for hundreds of years, he had been silent. There were no prophets with messages from God to hear. There was no sign of being freed from the Roman Empire that ruled them. There was no indication God even cared about them anymore, let alone that he was doing anything about it. By all appearances, considering expectations and considering reality, God was nowhere to be found. Because their expectations of God was actually that God was powerful, like a military leader taking the land back. God was obvious, showing up in a palace or in a wealthy family. To them, God was predictable, doing what the people wanted if they followed his rules. God was supposed to be exactly like they expected him to be, arriving like they thought with messages they wanted to hear. That was their expectations. But for all the expectations they had of God, it turns out they missed the one that mattered most. It wasn't that God had let them down, which would have made him undependable or weak or not worth following. It was that they actually missed who he really was and expected something completely different than who God had always been. And who was God? What was God like? Well, an angel showed up to tell Joseph exactly what God was like, exactly what God was going to be like when he arrived. The angel said this: Mary will give birth to a son, and you're to give him the name Jesus, because he will save his people from their sins. All this took place to fulfill what the Lord had said through the prophet. The virgin will conceive and give birth to a son, and they will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us. That's from Matthew 1:21-23. Their expectations weren't based in the reality of what God had already told them. They expected a warrior, ruler, punisher of enemies, king, someone to take charge, and they were disappointed because their expectations did not meet reality. But the truth is, they got something far better. They got a God who was with them, not in a palace, but in a barn, meaning he wasn't an out-of-reach ruler. He was an accessible and reachable God who was living through what they had lived through, or what they were currently living through. God with them was an idea they didn't expect, but it was an idea that changed everything. God with us means no matter what, we are never alone. No matter our behavior, no matter our good days or bad days, no matter our family situation or financial status, no matter what we've done that we are proud of or embarrassed of. So what I want you to remember is this: no matter what, God is with us. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. It started with Christmas, but it continues to be true because of Jesus' death on the cross, his resurrection, and his leaving the Holy Spirit to be with us forever. In other words, the Spirit of God lives in us as a reminder we are never alone. All right, guys, we have 2 more sections to go for the message, and I have 2 more wings to go. That last one was brutal. I might not make it, but let's see here. 4 drops. Guys, I'm nervous for this one. When you think of God with us, it changes everything. It means no matter your reality, God is with you in it. In other words, you're not alone in this world. You aren't left to figure out life and scary stuff and annoying stuff and stuff you worry about. If you've placed your faith in Jesus, like we always talk about, if you believe Jesus died for your sins and trust in him, you have God with you. Jesus changed the way we saw God. It was like for the first time the lights came on. He gave us a new way to understand God and relate to him. Light helps you see what you didn't see before, which is exactly what Jesus did for us with God. The light helps us know what to expect from God and who he is, and that's good news. Find one way this week to keep reminding yourself that God is with you. Maybe it's writing a note in your phone, asking a sibling or trusted friend or adult to help you remind you. Or maybe you've known that God is with you. Try reminding someone else this week. Okay guys, I think I'm ready to eat the last wing. I love hot sauce, but this is not a challenge that I ever hope to be participating in again. This one is the one covered in sauce. You see it all the way around. Oh, it's giving me like the heebie-jeebies just to like even look at it. So here we go. This one covered in sauce. Here's the thing, when you know God is with you and you know He has promised never to leave, it's far more difficult to be disappointed in God. Because that's a promise He will never break. Christmas is the best time to take a second look at the way we see God, ourselves, and the people around us, and to let Jesus shine a light on an amazing promise. The God of the universe came down to earth to show you that He loves you, show you that He cares about you, and to show you that He is with you. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. I'm going to go dump a tray of ice cubes down my throat now. Next week, I'll be participating in another fun challenge. I'm not even quite sure which challenge yet, but if you want to give me some ideas, let me know in the comments below. Anyway, I miss you all. Join me again next week.